everyone, it's Annie, and today I wanted to make a video talking about the next sci-fi books that I most want to read. Now, sci-fi is my favorite genre, and of course there are many sci-fi books that are on my TBR that I really want to read eventually, but these books are consistently the ones that when I see them or when I hear someone talk about them, I always say to myself, ooh, I really want to read that. I need to read that really soon. And they are also 5-star predictions for me. I really hope that they end up all being 5 stars, although, you know, the probability of that is pretty low, but who knows? They all sound really interesting and unique. So without further ado, let's go. Now the first book I'd like to talk about is Escaping Exodus by Nikki Drayden. This sounds like one of the most unique sci-fi premises that I've read in a long time, so let me tell you about it. Escaping Exodus is the story of a young woman who is heir to the command of a biological city-sized starship that is carved from the insides of a spacefaring beast. Her clan has just now culled their latest ship, and the workers are busy stripping down the carcass of this spacefaring beast into their new ship. And the story is that these people kind of strip this carcass that they're living in from all its resources, and once those resources are depleted, they have a max exodus from the beast, go back into stasis until they can find a new spacefaring beast to capture and basically harness for their own purposes. So, I know nothing about the plot. That synopsis doesn't really give a plot. It just says that something goes horribly wrong, so I'll have to find out about it. I have seen some really stellar reviews for this, and also some so-so reviews of it. It doesn't seem like anyone strongly dislikes this book, at least, you know, I'm sure some people do, but it seems like the consensus is like 3 stars and up. So I'm really hoping that I end up liking this. I believe there is a sequel coming out as well, and I love this cover, so I'm excited to read it. The next book I want to talk about is Nine Fox Gambit by Yoon-Ha Lee. Now, I just talked about Yoon-Ha Lee in my Trans Day of Visibility video, and about how I really want to read more of his works, because why haven't I? I mean, he is a great sci-fi author. So, Nine Fox Gambit has been on my TBR for years. It's a trilogy, and the synopsis sounds so intense and adventurous and exciting. Let me read it to you guys because there are so many different elements, I can't remember everything. So, Captain Kel Charisse of the Hexarchate is disgraced for using unconventional methods in a battle against heretics. So the command gives her an opportunity to redeem herself by retaking this fortress of scattered needles, which I'm assuming is what is on the cover right here. In order to do this, she partners with this undead commander who has never lost a fight, but he also was like a murderous serial killer, it seems. So, seems interesting, seems like a very high stakes story, which I like, and who knows, maybe it's a trilogy, so maybe I'll get a whole 3 new books that I really love. The next book that I am very excited to read is a debut from Micaiah Johnson, and it is a standalone, which is exciting, and it is Space Between Worlds. And now in this story, multiverse travel is possible. However, no one is allowed to travel to another dimension if they are still alive, like if their multiverse counterpart is alive in the universe where they want to travel to. So, the main character, Kara, she happens to have died over 300 times in various other universes. So she is the perfect candidate to partner up with, I guess, the government or something, or an organization who is looking to collect data from these other universes. And it is sapphic, and it sounds exciting, and I've heard really good things, especially because this is a debut. I'd love to support more debut authors, and I'm excited. I haven't really read that many books to do with the multiverse theory, so it's new and exciting for me, and I really want to read it. The next book I want to read is The Lesson by Cadwell Turnbull. This is something that I feel like a lot of people either really like or really don't like. It has a 3.6 average rating on Goodreads, which is not too great, but I am really personally interested in this. It's set on the US Virgin Islands, which is exciting. It's one of the first sci-fi books set there, and it centers on this alien race who have descended on their ship over the Virgin Islands, and they are on a non-disclosed research mission. They're mostly benevolent, however, they deal with any perceived act of aggression with like so much wrath, like disproportionate wrath, that the relationship between these aliens and the people who they're living over on the Virgin Islands is really strained. And apparently this book talks a lot about the impacts of colonialism and belief, and I am very interested in this book. It sounds really unique, and even though the average rating isn't so great, I'm counting on my love for sci-fi to kind of come through and allow me to enjoy this, and hopefully give it 4 or 5 stars. Alright, the next book I am so excited for. It is The First Sister. And this is a queer space opera that I have heard described as Star Wars meets Handmaid's Tale meets Red Rising meets the Poppy War, and it sounds very political, which I love in sci-fi. I really love political space operas. And also the synopsis sounds very complicated, so let me read it to you. First Sister has no name and no voice. A priestess of the sisterhood, she travels the stars alongside the soldiers of Earth and Mars, the same ones who own the rights to her body and soul. When her former captain abandons her, First Sister's hopes for freedom are dashed when she's forced to stay on her ship with no friends, no power, and a new captain named Saito Ren, who she knows nothing about. She is commanded to spy on Captain Ren by the Sisterhood, but soon discovers that working for the war effort is much harder when you're falling in love. Alright. This synopsis is much longer, but you know what? I think that's enough for me to tell that I am interested in it, and I don't really want to know anymore. I want to be surprised. So I've heard great things about this. It is definitely high on my TBR, and its second book, the sequel, is coming out in August of 2021, so hopefully I get to this before then. Alright, the last book I want to talk about is possibly the one I am most excited for, because Ann Leckie gave it 5 stars, and she blurbed it, so I'm very excited for this. It is a memory called Empire. This is also a sci-fi debut. It sounds intensely political, which again, I love. It sounds very reminiscent of Ancillary Justice from the synopsis, which is, again, my favorite sci-fi series, so very exciting stuff here. Let me read you this synopsis. Ambassador Mahit arrives in the center of the multi-system Kalani Empire, only to discover that her predecessor, the previous ambassador from their small but fiercely independent mining station, has died. But no one will admit that his death wasn't an accident, or that Mahit might be next to die. This is a time of political instability, and now Mahit must discover who is behind the murder, save herself, and save the station from this empire. And it sounds great, and I am very excited to learn about these alien cultures and alien political systems and worlds. If you guys didn't know, I'm currently writing a political space opera book, so this isn't my only purpose, because I just love reading sci-fi for purely enjoyment purposes, but I think also reading all of these books that I listed here, will really help me for research purposes as well, to kind of see and get different perspectives from diverse authors and everything about what makes a good sci-fi story. So, that is it today, guys. I am very, very excited for all of these books. Again, they are 5-star predictions for me. If you have read any of these books, please let me know down below and let me know your thoughts about them. I'd be really interested in talking about them with you. And if you liked this video, please hit the like button. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more bookish videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye!